Believe it or not, meditation is going to be something that will be really useful. One of the most effective things or important things about meditation is its ability to train you to focus. So even more than it's going to give you these powerful insights, probably less useful than the fact that it can help you reduce anxiety and stress. But really, really powerful element of meditation is that by training yourself to come back to the breath, back to the breath, back to the breath, over and over and over, you'll find that the length of time in between your mind wandering gets longer and longer over time. And so you're actually able to stay focused. It's a great way to train yourself for that. The other thing I would do is I would implement in your life periods of intentional boredom. So don't always pull your phone out. Practice just being with your thoughts. Practice, like have a go-to thing that you're trying to think about or solve. Maybe it's your business. But don't just accept that you have a hard time staying focused. Don't just accept that you get bored easily. You need to push this stuff because you can make changes in that. Humans are an active species, and one of the things that drives our activity is you will always have a thought in your head. The only way to learn to stop that is by meditating. And then as soon as you stop meditating, it's going to come flooding back. It is the nature of the human mind. I'm very good with that. A lot of good things in my life have come from the fact that I'm always obsessing over a problem. Now, meditating became super important for me because when I didn't do that, I found what I call background radiation would build. I would just be uneasy about a lot of things stacking up in my head. So learning to meditate was super powerful, but it's been equally powerful that my mind obsessively thinks about things. So I set my mind to a problem. I say, okay, this is a thing that I'm trying to solve. Like literally right now, I'm working on a script, which I was talking about at the beginning of this live. And I stopped today because I hit a problem that I thought, this problem will succumb to me taking a break and letting my subconscious mind think about it. But I had to specifically state what the thing was that I needed to solve for. And so once I have that locked in my mind, then it's there. It's there as I'm falling asleep. It's there while I'm meditating. It's there when I'm showering. I can feel my mind just dipping into it all the time. And then there's a reason that people say I need to sleep on it, right? It's your subconscious mind beginning to address the problem.
I think that money mindsets are something that are not talked about enough because you could go from wherever you are today to tripling your income. Tripling. And would your money mindsets magically change? No. In fact, we have a lot of people, some of whom are notable, well, they're in a lot of financial communities, and they have increased their earnings, but they still obsess over pennies. And you look at them and you say, oh, that must be sad, or wow, like they're so cheap. These are words that we use. But the fact is that once you figure out how to make more money, and there is a process for making more money, I've been teaching it for 15 years, this doesn't just come along magically. You have to engineer this just as much as you engineer your income. That is why everyone has a cheap ass uncle who has a lot of money, but still checks everybody's expenses when it comes to settling up the tab. Everybody. Okay, that person learned how to make money, but they did not learn the accompanying skill of changing their money mindset. In general, when it comes to money in America, the vast majority of people know and like frugality. That is what they know, that's what they grew up with, and that is what they expect. So when I started talking, after years of writing about money stuff, I started writing about earning more. A lot of people did not like it. And they started saying, this seems like a scam, because earning more to a lot of people seems like a scam. Why? Because they've been raised with the money mindset of, this is all we have, we should be happy, and we better protect it. Don't let anybody tax us. That's evil. Socialism. Fucking lunatics. But they never think about expanding the size of the pie. Okay? So when I started talking about this, it was very uncomfortable. It's like a whole different worldview. And people started unsubscribing. They started leaving first in trickles, then in hordes. At that time, I had about 50,000 email subscribers. Over the course of the next few years, I would lose approximately 35 to 40,000 of those subscribers. Let me say that again, in case you didn't catch it. I had 50,000 subscribers. over the course of the next few years, I would lose approximately 35,000 of those subscribers. Do you understand what that feels like? And do you understand that at the time, I used an email service provider that allowed people to write why they were unsubscribing? So every day, I'm getting 50 to 100 things that say, used to enjoy your stuff, but now it seems like you're a scam. And that went on for years. How do you think you would feel if you had actually built something up where people liked you and you were enjoying it, but then you decided to take a different turn? And a lot of them said, you suck, I'm out of here. Not good. It really did not feel good. But at that moment, I realized a principle. And that principle is, my future is bigger than my past. And I truly believe this. I believed that at the time I had been writing about, 4 or 5 years, something like that. And I knew that I had decades to work on this little site I called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And decades to explore all kinds of stuff I could never even imagine at the time. But I knew that the 35,000 people who were unsubscribing, in the grand scheme, were just a drop in the bucket. I think that having that principle is one of the only things that allowed me to keep going. Because if I had simply looked at 50,000 going down every single day, I would have given up. But I knew that my future was bigger than my past. And so I see this principle now applied everywhere. I see people who come and sometimes they see some of my fitness posts and they're like, I'm 47 or I'm 57. Is it too late for me, fitness-wise? They ask the same thing about money 10 times more. I'm 50. I didn't start investing at 22 like that one example in your book. Is it too late for me? My answer is it's never too late. It's never too late to start. But we need to be candid about how much we can achieve. I had something like a 65-year-old woman write me and said, I need to make $100,000 in the next 1 year, and I'm on a fixed income, so I need to make it through investments. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And sometimes we need to hear the candid truth. I had to be very gentle about that message. So you won't make $100,000 off investments in 1 year. But the second best thing you can do is to start now. Because, what else can you do? You're just going to give up? No. Let's start today. It's never too late. We can adjust what our expectations are, but let's start.
Here are 5 books I highly recommend. I'm going to start with the first one. Ryan Holiday, Stillness is the Key. If you guys want to really learn how to find stillness in all of this uncertainty and anxiety and stress and overwhelm, this is a great book of the Stoics that will teach you how to find that stillness in yourself. Meditation is something I've been doing for a long time. I was meditating back in high school and college with sports, learning about visualization, learning about calming the mind, breath work. This is what we did as athletes to become great athletes. We did it every single day. In meditation, there's so many different forms. This is the philosophy behind it. I highly recommend checking this out. Here's the second book. Let me know if you've read this book, The Prophet. This one is a spiritual classic with millions of copies sold in 40 different languages since 1923. I recommend this one. Short one. I like short books because for me, I'm a slow reader. So this is the second one, The Prophet. Make sure to check it out. The third one. This is a goodie and a favorite to a lot of people, but it's a practical guide to personal freedom. The 4 Agreements. If you've read this one, check it out. Let me know. 4 Agreements. For me, I've had to learn the hard way many times about the 4 Agreements. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Great book to learn why this is important. Check it out. 4 Agreements. Erwin McManus, The Way of the Warrior, an ancient path to inner peace. Again, if you want to find inner peace during this time of uncertainty and stress and overwhelm, The Way of the Warrior by my friend Erwin McManus. Make sure to check this book out. Really powerful. The warrior harnesses their strength. It's all about the lessons of the warrior, and you are a warrior, my friend. And this one is a good one. that a friend told me about. And I had no clue this was out there, but I read it in a sitting, and it was really powerful. It's called Rules for a Night. I want you to check this book out called Rules for a Night. Yes, it's by the actual actor Ethan Hawke, which I thought, is he going to have a good book? Who knows? But I'll tell you why this is a cool book. It's about some papers that he found in a basement. And it was papers from a knight from his ancestors, who a knight fearing he may not return from battle writes a letter to his children in an attempt to leave a record of everything he knows, that he'll never see them again. And he writes this letter to his kids. So I really like this book, Ethan Hawke, Rules for a Night. So these are the 5 books. Check out these books. If you want to take a screenshot real quick, you can, so you can have all these.
Just as infectious as a virus is, so is fear, but so is hope, so is kindness, so is compassion, so is love, so is wisdom, and that can spread also as well. And so what I would suggest is self-care in this time of cocooning. Don't use this time to feed your mind, just negative stuff all the time. I would avoid, if you want to make progress, binge watching, all the shows on Netflix. If that's your prerogative to do, that's absolutely good also. But we can't make excuses also at the same time. Sometimes people tend to have entitlement where they make excuses, and you can't be upset by the results you didn't get, by the actions you didn't take. And, use this time intelligently. And so I would use it for clarity. I would use it for self-care for you and your loved ones. Making sure you move and exercise. And I'm just here, with my TRX and just jump rope and moving. And so care for yourself.
I just bought these. And these are my versions of kettlebells. So if you're at home, you can be doing all this kind of stuff. If you have 2 of these, you can be doing lifts. We're doing a lot of stuff with bottled water. I have these little Pilates balls, and I often sit when I'm watching television doing this or doing this. But you know what you can use? Cans. Cans are fantastic. You can sit and do all kinds of things with cans. You can be doing this. You can be doing lunges. You don't have to do a lot. If you did the plank every day, the plank and push-ups, and that would be enough to keep you exercising. There's some core exercise you can do with the planks, some push-ups, some sit-ups. That's really all you need to do.
This is the first time that I have actually shown or done Kinergy digitally, and have been able to share it with all of you guys. We just got off tour with WW and Oprah, which was incredible. We got to share this with 135,000 people collectively, and to see the transformation that happened within just the 15 minutes was mind-blowing, whereas the usual Kinergy method is 45. So we're just going to give you guys a little intro right now so that baby steps. I like this analogy, which is when you go to a party and you get hors d'oeuvres passed out to you, and you have an hors d'oeuvre and you eat it and you're like, oh, that's good, I want some more, and you go back for more, instead of somebody trying to shove a cheeseburger down your throat. So we're just going to give you little bite-sized content right now just to warm you up so you can feel what it feels like to connect to this Kinergy method. So first and foremost, I just want to say, again, thank you guys for coming on here right now. It's such a crazy time, but you guys are doing your part in society by social distancing and staying home, and that is first and foremost key. So just wrap yourself in love and hugs, and just give yourself some credit and awareness there that that's what you guys are doing. And I just want to give you guys that acknowledgement too. If you guys have space, let's just take a second first and foremost to just breathe, connect to ourselves, connect to our body, connect to our breath, and surrender our mind to our body. Right now we're in such a crazy time led by fear, anxiety, uncertainty, and all of that energy literally can come up into your body and either manifest into physical pain, emotional anxiety, or just like a nervousness and fear. So we just want to be able to clear all that through this next 15 minutes. So let's just take a second and close our eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. If you want to make some noise, that is totally appropriate. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Just giving ourselves some time to actually ground with all this frenetic energy. One more time, in through your nose, out through your mouth, and then last time, in through your nose, out through your mouth. So already my nervousness that I had being on the line right now just went away. And that was just because I breathed. So let's get started. I want you guys to just rub your hands together for a second, like as fast as you can, creating some friction, creating some heat, and activating our life force energy. So now I want you to just open your hands, and I want you to feel that energy between your hands. It's like a little buzzing sensation. If you feel it, then that is us activating our life force energy, knowing that what we're feeling right there is what we're going to feel within our entire body and then on the outside of our body when we're finished with this method. So let's stand up, rubbing our hands together, maybe even just rubbing up and down our arms, our body, our legs, just waking ourselves up, giving ourselves a little bit of love, giving ourselves permission to actually touch our body, because sometimes we get so disconnected from our own body that we don't even know that this is ours. We're just doing and walking and being, and we forget that this is our vessel, this is our body to help us live this life that we live. So now that we're connected to our life force, we're touching our body, we're feeling our body, I want to take you through a little visualization. So, closing your eyes, plant your feet into the earth, into your floor, into your living room, your office, wherever you may be. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And I want you to just kind of like shake off, or just imagine like there's a magnet being pulling down all this energy that's swirling around the world right now, and just having it being pulled down into the center of the earth. And start visualizing, activating your imagination. Imagining that it's just like dripping off of your body and going down, 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 deep into the earth. And as you're visualizing, you can close your eyes. And I want you to just imagine what it's like to start diving down into the earth. What does it taste like? What does it smell like? Is there dirt? Is it mud? What does the earth feel like below your feet? Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Beautiful. And as you go deeper into the earth, I want you to just surrender your mind. So this is why we're activating our imagination, so we can surrender all those thoughts, the chatter that's in our head, and just surrender it to the imagination of what it feels like to connect to the energy of earth by shooting all your breath, all of your energy, everything down into the earth. And now I want you to go to the center of the earth, as far down as you can, and I want you to start bringing that earth up through all the little crevices, all the little tunnels where the roots have been growing, bringing them up through the bottoms of your feet, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and just allow it to like embrace and envelop your feet and your calves, up into your knees. Taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. So the Kinergy method is movement, breath, and visualization.
Let's take a look at a pair of pants. Again, what do we notice about these pants already? We notice that they're already folded so that the crease is not rumpled, right? It's folded. You can fold it in 2s or 3s. That's up to you. So I want to show you a quick solution here for ironing pants. And for men especially, a lot of men are like, I don't want to iron. Pants are really easy. They're super easy. You can't go wrong because the fabrics are thicker, so they're more forgiving. It's thinner fabrics, especially women's fabrics, that tend to be more delicate, like silk, things like that. This is easy. So on this iron, by the way, we'll talk a little bit about the mechanics of ironing. We have our iron, and there's really only 2 things you need to know. You need to know that it sprays water. Can you see that water coming out? It's water, right? So we use that because that creates steam, or you can just use the steam function. I do both. So I have steam coming out of here. My Rowenta at home, my iron, I named it. Don't we all name our irons? I call it the Dragon because the steam comes out way out here. So all I'm gonna do with this pair of pants is I'm gonna start on the inside, and I'm gonna go like this, and notice the crease. On these pants, I want a crease. On some pants, you don't. You got a pair of casual chinos, you don't want a crease when you're going out on Saturday for brunch, fine. But these ones are meant to be creased. Okay, boom. Notice I'm going all the way up. All right, I'm taking it all the way down, and I'm going over here. Now notice a couple more advanced things. What am I doing with my other hand? This is what I typically see beginners doing. La 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 la, I'm not doing anything. What am I doing now? Watch. What do you guys see? Stretching the fabric. Wow. That's gonna stretch any wrinkles out. Stretch it out. Notice also this hand. What am I doing again? I'm pointing. It's pushing, creating force. Okay? So I'm stretching here, and I'm also smoothing out areas that need to be smoothed out. Watch this. This is a classic, a little bit more an intermediate mistake you might make. See this crease? See this crease right here? Let's get in tight on that. We want this crease so sharp it will cut your face. Now this is a classic mistake. What if I take this crease and I go like this? Well, now you've done something horrific, my friends. No. You have really screwed up that crease. You got 2 creases. That's a double crease. That's a mistake. Don't ever do that. The way you prevent that is you stretch it here, and you're going on one line. One line. That gives you that beautiful single crease. Cut your face. Wow. Success. Now, we'll just go on the outside. We'll flip it over. We'll do the same thing inside first and outside. And then all you do is just open. I'm going to skip through here. Open it up. Wow. Got a beautiful crease.
Wait, let me zoom in on that.
Go in tight right here.
Wow.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't worn a pair of creased pants since you wore Dockers to your 7th grade Sadie Hawkins dance, it's time to grow up, my friends. It's time to join the 2020 year of sartorial celebrations. That's what we're here to talk about.
If you want more advice, wisdom, guidance from other successful entrepreneurs on how you can navigate the coronavirus situation, check out the video right there next to me. I hope you find it valuable. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
It's the same thing every single day. Number 1, accept it.